I hope you've been keeping up with this, because now it's round 2 of the summer of 007 as I continue now with The Man with the Golden Gun. Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews presents the summer of 007. So greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name's Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, so I'm going to be bringing to y'all another review of the James Bond series. Now, if you've not seen my reviews of the first 8 Bond movies, plus my ranking of Sean Connery flicks, click on the card that's coming up. There we go. So that way I'll give you enough time to do that while I get things going. Okay, and now let's begin The Man with the Golden Gun, released by United Artists and produced by Eon Productions. This is the 9th film in the James Bond series, and the second to star Roger Moore as the title character. A loose adaptation of Ian Fleming's posthumously published 1965 novel of the same name, the film has Bond sent after the Solex Agitator, a breakthrough technological solution to contemporary energy shortages, while facing the assassin Francisco Scaramanga, the man with the golden gun. And the action culminates in a duel between them that seals the fate of the Solex. This would be the 4th and final film in the series to be directed by Guy Hamilton. The film, unfortunately, unlike the rest of the series, was met with mixed reviews. Yeah, with the film being criticized as a whole, WHOLE, particularly its comedic approach and the performances of Mr. Moore and one of the stars. But anyway, let's get into the story. An American gangster visits famed crackshot hitman Francisco Scaramanga to try to kill him to collect a bounty, but he is directed into a funhouse section of the estate where there are mannequins of gangsters. Scaramanga eventually retrieves his golden gun and shoots the gangster. In London, a golden bullet etched with 007 is received by MI6. It is believed to have been sent by Scaramanga, but because no one knows of his appearance outside of having a third nipple, M relieves Bond of his current mission involving tracking an energy scientist named Gibson. At a hint from Moneypenny, Bond sets out unofficially to locate Scaramanga, first by retrieving a spent golden bullet from a belly dancer in Beirut. He traces the bullet to a gunmaker in Macau and forces him to reveal how he ships the bullet. Bond follows the shipment carried to Hong Kong by Andrea Anders, Scaramanga's mistress. At her hotel room, he coerces her to expose information about Scaramanga and his appearance and plans. She directs Bond to the Bombs Up Club, where Scaramanga snipes Gibson when he steps outside, and Scaramanga's dwarf assistant, Nick Nack, steals a small device called the Solex Agitator off his body. Bond, who had pulled out his pistol outside the club, is arrested by Hong Kong Police Lieutenant Hip. But instead of going to the station, he is transported to the wreck of the RMS Queen Elizabeth in the harbor, where he meets M and Q and is assigned to work with him to retrieve the Solex. Bond travels to Bangkok to meet Hai Fat, a wealthy Thai entrepreneur suspected of arranging Gibson's murder. Posing as Scaramanga by showing off his fake third nipple, Bond is invited to dinner. But his plan backfires because, unbeknownst to him, Scaramanga himself is operating Fat's estate. Bond is captured and placed inside Fat's martial arts academy, where the students duel to the death and then are instructed to kill him. Escaping with the aid of Hip and his nieces, Bond speeds away on a motorized sampan along the river and reunites with his assistant, Mary Goodnight. Scaramanga subsequently kills Fat with his golden gun and assumes control of his empire in the Solex. Anders reveals to Bond that she sent the bullet to London. She wants him to kill Scaramanga and promises to give him the Solex. At a Muay Thai boxing event the next day, Bond finds Anders sitting and staring silently, dead from a bullet to the heart. Scaramanga arrives and introduces himself to Bond, but Bond is able to smuggle the Solex to him, who passes it to Goodnight. When Goodnight follows Knick-Knack to place a homing device on Scaramanga's car, he traps her in the car's boot. Bond discovers Scaramanga driving off and steals an AMC Hornet from a showroom to give chase, coincidentally with the Holiday and J.W. Pepper, the American Sheriff Bond encountered in Live and Let Die, the last movie, sitting inside. The chase concludes when Scaramanga's AMC Matador hides in a building and then transforms into a plane that flies off. Now to the ending, you know the procedure like always. 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid the ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie already, please continue on after the 5 seconds are over with. And here we go. Okay, you've been warned. Tracking Goodnight's homing beacon, Bond flies a seaplane to Scaramanga's island in the red Chinese waters. Scaramanga welcomes and shows Bond the solar power plant facility that he has taken over, the technology for which he intends to sell to the highest bidder. But while demonstrating the equipment, Scaramanga uses the solar powered energy beam to destroy Bond's plane. After they dine together, Scaramanga proposes a pistol duel with Bond on the beach. With Knick-Knack officiating, the two men take 20 paces, but when Bond turns and fires, Scaramanga has vanished. Knick-Knack leads Bond into Scaramanga's manor and funhouse section. Bond eventually outwits and kills Scaramanga by posing as his mannequin. Goodnight kills Scaramanga's security chief Craw, but the latter's fall into a liquid helium vat causes the plant's temperature to spiral out of control. Bond retrieves the Solex unit just before the plant is destroyed, and they escape unharmed in Scaramanga's Chinese junk. And in the end, after Bond fends off a final attack by Knick-Knack, he romances Goodnight. End of story. So, what did I think of The Man with the Golden Gun? Well, although it's one of the Bond films I rarely have watched a few times than any of the others, I must say it's, well, relatively a mixed bag and what have you. It became the fourth lowest grossing film of the series, whilst profitable, and also its relatively modest returns by comparison with those of its predecessor, Live and Let Die, reportedly placed the continuation of the franchise in jeopardy. Would be the last Bond film to be co-produced by Albert Arbor-Coley and Harry Saltzman, with Saltzman selling his 50% stake in Danjaq, the parent company of Eon Productions, after the release of the film. And this film only went on to make $97 million worldwide. Well, I can completely understand why this didn't do so well, and that's understandable. However, I did like some things. I think some of its action wasn't too bad. Now, I did like the performance we got from Christopher Lee as Scaramanga. He actually did a pretty good job as the bad guy. I mean, he's been a pretty good bad guy in in a few movies that came before this, and you may know he's done some after this, as a matter of fact. Yep. Let's see, I'm trying to find this here. Oh yeah, and then of course Britt Ekland, the actress I was mentioning, well, I mentioned who didn't get much praise, plays Mary Goodnight. Now, described by the critic of the Sunday Mirror, this character is being an astoundingly stupid blonde British agent. Yeah, and she had previously been married to Peter Sellers, who played Bond in the original Casino Royale in 1967. Now we also have Maud Adams playing Andrea Anders. Years later, she would go on to play Octopussy in the 1983 film of the same name. And also, after this, would have a cameo as an extra in Mr. Moore's last Bond film, A View to a Kill. Hervé Villechaize as Nick Nack. That character was pretty good, and this guy would later go on to play Tattoo on the original Fantasy Island on TV. So anyway, and of course we got the other actors we've seen before, including Lois Maxwell as Miss Moneypenny and Desmond Llewellyn as Q and Bernard Lee as M. Also, I can say that I do know there was also. Let me try and find this if I can find who did the. Well, I don't know if I. Okay, here it is, right here. Now, of course, Scottish singer Lulu performed the theme song, and of course, like always, the score was done by John Barry once again, and that was good too. But like I said, this was kind of a mixed bag. I mean, Moore wasn't quite as bad. I mean, Britt Ekland was, reasonable, but not really one of the best Bond girls. But hey, I've been wrong before. You don't have to be mad at me if I had to bring that up. So anyway, the question is even and with some of those pretty cool locations, that was pretty good too. But the question is, would I recommend The Man with the Golden Gun? Well, I'd say if you're a completionist, I'd say give it one watch. Since it's a mixed bag, just give it one watch, and that's it. If you're not satisfied, don't watch it again. Okay, enough said. So, what are your thoughts on The Man with the Golden Gun? Please tell me in the comments section below. If you like this video, click the like button, subscribe to my channel, and be a part of the Big D Nation. And join me next time when I continue with probably one of the best, which was a recovery for the Bond franchise, and that would be The Spy Who Loved Me. Thank you for watching, and if you like this, check out some of these other videos I've done recently. In the upper left-hand corner is my review of Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade. The upper right-hand corner is my review of a recent film that's already been getting mixed response, and that being F9. It's a spoiler-free review. Or go to the bottom left-hand corner for my recent spoiler-free review of the new Amazon Prime flick with Chris Pratt, known as The Tomorrow War, also getting mixed response. And the positive to mixed anyway. And the bottom right corner is the button you can click to subscribe. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching, and until next time, I'm the Big D saying, see ya.